going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. Huge shout out to the people that are currently in the chat. We got Freddie, we got Michael, we got Lorenzo, Gabriel, Juan, X, Chaz. I see you there with the super chat already coming in clutch. Y'all excited? Y'all happy? Yeah, well, we got football back, ladies and gentlemen. It's crazy to me because I am going to be doing a live play-by-play, and the comment is no longer there, but I kid you not. I ended up, trying to be prepared for, the live play-by-play a little later on, and I set it up, Cardinals versus Chiefs, and I had a comment out there saying the Chiefs are playing, the Chargers week 1, dummy. I'm like, bro, it's preseason. It's preseason, ladies and gentlemen, but it's all good. We're all excited for some preseason football because we are going to see our starters. We're going to see our starters play. Now, we don't know for how long. We don't know if it's going to be a drive or two. We don't know if it's going to be a quarter. We're seeing starters play a full quarter. Now, like I said, what are the Arizona Cardinals going to do? Let's go ahead and wait and see how that all shakes out. But we did hear that the Kansas City Chiefs will be playing their starters. Now, we don't know if it's going to be one of those things where Patrick Mahomes might be playing a drive and the rest of the starters, a little bit more. We don't know what Andy Reid's, what he's going to do, right? We don't know at the end of the day. But all we know, ladies and gentlemen, is Cardinal football is back. Yes, sir. Cardinal football is back, ladies and gentlemen. Super, super excited about it. Do me a huge favor. Smack up the like button here on your way in. Subscribe to the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. We are on the road to 18K. Crazy to say it, but we're on the road to 18K. Cannot do it without you guys, so definitely go and subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be diving into Cardinals versus Chiefs, and I'm going to kind of dive into what I'm really looking out for in this game because, like I said, we're probably going to see the starters for the Cardinals probably for maybe a drive or two, maybe 3 drives, just kind of really depending on what happens. Now, obviously, I don't want to see 3 and outs. I want to see this offense get a lot of reps. I want to see this offense move up the field and really do a good job, right? But like I said, we're going to be diving into exactly what I want to see a little later on here in the stream. But I'm excited, man. Football's back. Football's absolutely back. Let me get to my guy, Chaz, with the first super chat of the day. Chaz, thank you so very much for the super chat. Absolutely appreciate it. He says this.
Another one.
Elijah Simmons about to eat the Chiefs' second string O-line. And that's the thing, right? That's one of the things that people aren't really talking about, right? Especially the I'm not going to say casual Cardinal fans, but there's a lot of things to look at in this game. There really is. There's so much depth within the Arizona Cardinals D-line, so much depth within the Arizona Cardinals cornerback group that, like, you're really going to have to sit back and watch Keitrell Clark. You're going to have to sit back and probably watch another guy like maybe Jalen Jones, right? Stephen Gilmore, Denzel Burke. Like, how does that not get you pumped up? How does that not get you excited about this game? Because we're probably going to see the starters for about a drive or two. Like, if I'm going to be real, I'm not expecting them to be a full quarter. If they are, wow, that would be pretty amazing to me. But I'm still excited, man. Like, you got a lot of players to really look out for, a lot of young players, fringe people that are going to try to do their best to make this roster. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. Love the love of Elijah Simmons. I'm right there with you as well, Chaz. I love me some Elijah Simmons as well. I would love for him to make this roster. But like we mentioned before, there's so much depth within this roster right now. We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out, right? We'll see how it all shakes out. Let's get to the chat. We got a couple people saying no injuries, please. Yes, 100% agree. Yeah, that's one thing that Jonathan Gannon is going to need to kind of keep a close eye on, right, is the injuries. We got to make sure that we come into this game and leave this game with no injuries. Absolutely. I'm not sure if you guys been catching any of the other preseason games, but we got a slate of multiple preseason games, and I'm not sure if you guys actually purchase the NFL Plus. This is really the only time I purchase NFL Plus because there's some preseason games that I do want to see, and it gets me excited and gets me kind of ready for fantasy football, especially when you're taking a look to see who's going to be a starter and who's not going to be a starter. So I did purchase NFL Plus, so like $6, $7 for a month. So I have been catching some preseason games, and of course the big preseason game yesterday was the Shedeur Sanders Cleveland Browns versus the who were they playing? I forgot already. Who are they playing? The Panthers. Yeah, Cleveland Browns versus the Panthers. And there was a lot of people's eyes glued onto what Shador Sanders was going to do. I'm curious, man. I'm curious to figure out what your guys' thoughts overall on Shador Sanders. There's been a slew of difference of opinions out there when it comes down to Shador, and I think all of it is valid. But what I do believe when it comes down to Shador Sanders is that they painted him to be a fourth round pick or a fifth round pick, right? One of those late guys. I believe he was like the 144th overall pick. He's definitely a much more talented guy than that. Now, maybe not a first round talent. Okay, whatever, right? But to to see all these teams pass up on him, right? Especially a team like the Saints, right? The Saints right now that is going with most likely Tyler Shook as their number one guy. It's crazy to me. It's absolutely wild to me. Now, obviously, it's better for us Cardinal fans to go against their current quarterback state as opposed to a Shador Sanders. I'm not scared of Shador Sanders, but I think he actually did pretty solid, right? I mean, he's shown a couple different things as to why he probably was chosen in the late round picks in the third day, right? A couple of the times where he held the ball a little too late, but overall, he was 14 of 23, 138 yards and two touchdowns. But like not just the stats that were out there. I think he played with poise. I think he actually did a couple different movements that gives you promise that this kid can develop, right? It almost kind of seemed like he was standing back there and was not afraid to take a hit or stepped up in the pocket or kind of tried to elude some defenders. Now, like I said, some of the defenders kind of got the best of him sometimes. Sometimes he kind of ran 60 yards, side to side of and didn't really gain anything when he kind of ran out. There's those things that you can learn from, right? But with the intangibles and what you've seen, he seems like he can command an offense, and that's kind of what you're really looking for in a rookie, right? So I'm so curious to figure out what the Cleveland Browns are going to do because at one point we were hearing that Cleveland was going to have him as the fourth string quarterback. I'm not sure if that's the case right now. Maybe Flacco will be starting. Maybe Kenny Pickett. Maybe Dylan Gabriel. We don't know, right? But everybody's eyes were on Shador Sanders. And for the people out there saying that it's a preseason game, chill out. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It is a preseason game, right? But there's been a lot of quarterbacks that are great now didn't look good, right, in the first preseason game. So give credit to where it's due. That's all I'm not saying. I'm not saying he's the next GOAT. I'm not going to come out here and say that he's the next Jaden Daniels. No, not at all. But I do believe he's a guy that's got some good things to work with, right? And if the Cleveland Browns treat him right and develop him right, it could potentially be something. That's all I'm saying, right? He had a pretty solid debut. That's it. Uh, let's see here if any of you guys ended up seeing this game, Browns versus the Panthers, and the Bryce Young looks solid. Bryce Young looks solid. So we do have Bryce Young in week 2 this year. So I'm really, really excited about that. Robert in the chat says Shador Sanders' dad screwed him in the draft. Yeah, I agree 100%. And then here's the thing. When it comes down to it, there's a lot of people that come out here and say that it is the Shador Sanders or the Sanders name, right? They don't want the clown show. They don't want all the notoriety, right? That follows along with it, right? The name of the Sanders name. A lot of organizations didn't want to deal with that, and that's fair, right? At the end of the day, that's fair. But if you're an organization that truly believes that he could be a franchise quarterback, you should be able to find a way to maneuver all that noise if he's the guy you really believed in. Now, it definitely seems like the Browns are the only team that really believed in him, but let's see. Let's see what happens. It's only been one preseason game. Maybe the next preseason game he'll get chopped up. You don't know, man. You don't know exactly what happens, but he is so far been the biggest storyline this weekend. And of course, the Joe Burrow, Joe Cool has looked very, very good as well. I'm glad, man. I'm actually really, really glad that the Arizona Cardinals are playing their starters compared to not playing their starters because it's important. It really is. Now, of course, everybody has kind of changed the narrative to say, oh, this is exactly what Jonathan Gannon should do, but didn't say that last year, right? It's almost funny because most people that said that they shouldn't start him last year, now they're kind of jumping on the wagon. They should have started him from the jump. I'm not coming out here saying that the Cardinals should be playing him for a quarter or a half. No, that's crazy. Same thing as I said last year as I'm saying this year. These reps are very, very important. You want to get as close as you can to real-time football. This is the best thing you got going for you, right? These preseason games, although you're going against second or third stringers, these reps are absolutely important. So I'm glad that finally we're seeing a shift in the Jonathan Gannon regime to see that these truly are very, very important reps moving forward. I don't want to start off slow. You got 2 games that you should win to start the regular season, and these games, I do think they're going to help the Cardinals get better in chemistry and overall just be better, right? Overall, just be better. But let's go ahead and let's dive into it, man. Let's dive into it. Let's talk about what I want to see, right? Let's talk about what I want to see. Um, we got my guy Drama in the chat. Let's chill. let's chill. Let's chill, man. Let's chill with this real quick. But let's go and let's talk about what I want to see in this year's preseason. We probably most likely will see the Cardinals starters in game 2. Game 3, we're probably not. That's just the way that happens in the NFL, right? But these are things that I want to see today, right? These are things that I want to see today. I'm going to be watching from the start of the first quarter all the way to the end. And we will be doing a live play-by-play if you guys want to hang out. If you guys are going to State Farm Stadium, have fun. It's probably going to be a great experience, obviously, because football is back. But if you got nowhere to go and you want a place to hang out with some Bird Gang members and some, cool people, you can go and come back here, and we will be live during the game. Well, I will be doing a live play-by-play. I will not be showing the game because of copyright reasons, but we will be doing a live play-by-play of this game. But these are going to be the things that I want to see today. Number one thing, and it's no specific order. No specific order. So I just wanted to go ahead and put a list out here, and these are the things that I want to see today. Let me know what you guys want to see today. Number one, first team offense click, right? We don't know exactly what the Arizona Cardinals plan is for the starters. Are they playing for a drive? Are they playing for 2 drives? Are they playing for just seeing a consistent drive and they pull them out in the second drive? We don't know, right? We don't know. What is more beneficial is for this offense to click from the jump, right? Yeah, it would be really hard to see a 3 and out. I get it. The Chiefs defense is pretty solid, but we would love to see this offense kind of get going, right? Get the grease kind of flowing, right? So I want this first team offense to click. Not necessarily looking for points from the jump. Of course, I would love a field goal. Of course, I would love a touchdown. But if we can see some solid movement up and down the field, if we start somehow in the 25 or the 30 and find ourselves midway through the field, or maybe even in their own 45 to get a 3-pointer or potentially go for a 3-pointer, that's kind of what I want to see. I want to see this offense click from the jump. It's very, very important for this Arizona Cardinal offense to really kind of show what they've been working with or working on all this entire training camp, OTAs, all these offseason things, right? Too many times have we seen the Cardinals start off slow. Now is the time to kind of get all these things under like learn from all these things is what I'm trying to see. So number one thing, want to see this team offense click. Number one team offense click. Of course, I'm actually pretty darn excited to see the second stringers as well. I want to see what running back is going to be behind Trey Benson, because it definitely seems like they're going to be splitting it, which James Conner and Trey Benson. It'd probably be 60-40. That's probably what it's going to be. We're going to see a lot of Trey Benson more than we did last year. And it's going to be an attempt to most likely keep James Conner healthy, right? So number two, defensive line dominate. We had so many players on this roster. I would love to see this defense get a sack or crazy pressure. Doesn't have to be a sack, but crazy pressure to the point where they disrupted a play or two, right? We haven't really heard a lot from Josh Sweat in this training camp when it comes down to the 11-on-11s and 7-on-7s, or actually, he's not in 7-on-7s, but the he's not on the 11-on-11s, but the 7-on, wow, let me rephrase that back. He's not on the 7-on-7s because there's no defensive line, but on the 11-on-11s. We haven't really heard very much about Josh Sweat, but this is the time for him to kind of let it rip, right? Especially if he does get the start and he's out there. I would love to see him kind of make Patrick Mahomes continue to see ghosts, right? He ended up doing that a few months back in the Super Bowl. He was Patrick Mahomes' worst nightmare. I would love nothing more than Patrick Mahomes to be very, very seeing ghosts. Now, I get it. Patrick is one of the best quarterbacks to ever do it, and this defensive line, at least as of right now, which is ours, on paper is great, but they're probably not in the stature of what the Eagles are, right? So I get that, but I would love to see Josh Sweat really, really get involved and cause a lot of pressure. Not just Josh Sweat. I would love to see Calais. I would also love to see D-Rob really kind of get involved. We've seen a couple of different flashes, especially on the one-on-one drills in training camp for D-Rob, but we haven't really seen him dominate, right? When I'm talking about dominate, I think of Dante Stills. Like, there's been multiple plays that Dante Stills has looked really, really good. That's what I want to see from D-Rob today. So the whole entire defensive line, but of course, I'm really looking at very specific players to kind of come out here and show out here in week 1 versus the Chiefs. Number 3, third running back competition. I think right now that it's kind of, we probably already know that it's probably going to be Amari DeMarcado if we're going to be honest with ourselves. But I would like to see a little bit more Michael Carter towards the tail end of the game. We're probably going to see James Conner. We're probably going to see Trey Benson in the first, I don't know, drive, two, 3 drives. We don't know exactly what the plan is, but I want to see what that third running back's going to look like. Like I said, most likely going to be Amari DeMarcado, but we've all preached and jumped on soapboxes, including myself, for Michael Carter last year, right? And the Cardinals didn't bring him back, but we ended up putting him on a practice squad, which I'm actually very happy with him being on the practice squad. But if he's going to make some sort of push to make the 53 over to Amari DeMarcado, you're going to have to do that in preseason. But I'm excited to see that, right? What kind of runs he's going to be getting when he given the opportunity. Number 4, young corners shine. I want to see these young corners absolutely shine. I'm not looking for an interception, but I'm looking for some balls batted down. I'm looking for some sticky coverage. I'm looking for some real stingy. You're not going to get 3, 4, 5 yards on me, especially on those little routes, right? And then tackling. I want to see these young cornerbacks tackle, right? I want to see them not be able to let them continue, and I'm talking about the wide receivers or tight end, not continue to keep moving the chains, right? Especially when they do the stretch. I would love nothing more than to see these young corners shine. And although I'm very high on this defense, right? I think there's a lot of high praises for this Arizona Cardinal defense. I think it's time for this young cornerback to shine. Of course, I would love to see Will Johnson kind of get involved. Are we going to see an interception from Patrick Mahomes? Probably not, but you never know, man. Who's behind Patrick Mahomes? Let's see. Gardner Minshew. So there's behind Patrick, you got Gardner Minshew, Bailey Zappi, and then Chris Olodkin. So maybe at the end of this game, you probably will see Chris Olodkin, which I don't really know who he is, but Gardner Minshew, to his own respected right, has done pretty solid in the NFL. And then Bailey Zappi, former New England Patriot. So we're probably going to have to feast on them, but let's be real. Will Johnson will probably not be out in the third or fourth quarter, right? Especially if he's probably going to be the starter for the Arizona Cardinals. But I would like to see this young cornerback shine for sure. And then number 5, wide receiver depth. We've heard Michael Wilson come out, and then shout out to Darren Irvin, writer of the Arizona Cardinals on ArizonaCardinals.com. He ended up putting out a piece that Michael Wilson ended up coming out and pretty much, giving a lot of confidence to this wide receiver group, right? And I'm not going to come out here and try to be Mr. Negative Nancy. Honestly, right now, all I can hope is that what he truly believes is what we see. That's the only thing I can hope for right now, right? But recently, Michael Wilson was on an interview not too long ago, on a post, right? It might have been after training camp, right? Whatever the situation might be. But he ended up coming out and saying, where is this Darren Urban tweet? One second. Here we go. So Darren Urban ended up tweeting this a couple days back. He said this: Arizona Cardinals wide receiver Michael Wilson understands why people talk about the team adding a wide receiver, but disagrees there is a need. Even without big names, quote, we still have a damn good wide receiving core, he says. So here goes. I mean, this is the time to prove it, right? This is the time to prove it. I want to believe in the fact that we don't need it, right? That we don't need a wide receiver. And here's the thing. It doesn't need to be a wide receiver with a name, but a lot of us, and I'm talking about a lot of us, were very curious as to why the Arizona Cardinals didn't go after a wide receiver, maybe in the 4th round, maybe in the 5th round, maybe in the later parts of the rounds, because to be honest with you, there was still some real good wide receivers at that very moment, right? There's a guy in Torrey Horton? I believe he's a Seattle Seahawk. And he's actually looked pretty freaking solid for the Seattle Seahawks. He's 22 years old. And his first preseason game with the Seattle Seahawks, he was balling, man. I mean, granted, balling means 3 receptions, 31 yards, 1 touchdown, but he was balling. He was balling. Torrey Horton was a guy that people in my chat were talking about, right? They're like, the Cardinals should go after Torrey Horton, 6'2", 196. He was doing really good for the Seattle Seahawks. He really was in preseason game 1. Now, will that translate to the regular season? We'll have to kind of wait and see. But Michael Wilson believes that they got the talent on the wide receiver end, we'll have to kind of wait and see how this shakes out, right? But right now, I'm curious to figure out if the depth that we have right now in the wide receiving core, like your guys like your Simi Fehoko, right? Your Andre Bocelli, your Tajon Palmer, right? Your Nate McCullum, your Bryson Green, right? Those type of guys. Xavier Weaver, Tristan Jackson, are those guys going to be able to step up, right? Are those guys going to be able to step up to really kind of come out here and say, hey, I'm here. I'm here if you guys need me. Because right now it's Marv, Michael, and I think Zay Jones is your slot, or at least your number 3, right? I think that's going to be the way the Arizona Cardinals are going to be playing this. I think it's going to be Marv. I think it's going to be Michael Wilson. And I think it's going to be Zay Jones. Greg Dortch at one point was your starting slot wide receiver, but I think Zay Jones has after this training camp has done enough to really kind of solidify himself as that number 3 for the Cardinals. So Michael Wilson believes it. Let's see. Let's see. It's now time to rock and roll, right? It's now time to rock and roll. Let's see kind of it's time to prove it now, right? It's time to prove it. Nova in the chat says, I want to see how our depth is on the defensive side. I agree. 110% agree, right? We talked about this before as well. And even when we're going back to kind of things that I want to see, the defensive line dominate. I'm talking about the defensive line from top to bottom, right? From the very top to your starters to all the way down to your guys like Xavier Thomas, right? Jordan Birch, I don't think Jordan Birch is going to get a real big opportunity, if I'm going to be real. Like we might see Jordan Birch here and there, right? But I don't think he's going to get a big time opportunity unless he really shows out in preseason. Because right now, per the depth chart, Birch is right after Josh Sweat, right, in the depth chart. But I want to see guys like Birch go crazy. I want to see guys like Xavier Thomas go crazy, right? Justin Jones, give us something after we gave you a pretty handsomely payday, right? I want to see those type of guys, right? LJ Collier, Elijah Simmons, right? Those type of guys I really want to see kind of come out here and make a name for themselves, because realistically, I think most of the guys that we got, I think we got a solid 48 guys we already know we're going to make this roster, right? We probably got 48, 49, maybe even, 49 guys that we already know is going to make this roster. You got about 4, 5, 6 spots open. 4, 5, 6 spots open right now that these guys really need to come out here and prove why they should be on this 53, right? So, yeah, a lot of things to look out for, man. A lot of things to look out for. So, for the people out there that don't watch preseason or kind of not really too interested in what's going on, no worries. That's fine. I'll most likely recap what ended up happening today, what I liked, what I didn't like, those type of things. We're gonna most likely be rolling with seeing what we're used to seeing, right, day in and day out. So, look out for a post-game reaction, because most likely we are going to be doing a post-game reaction as well. But yeah, I'm excited about this game, man. I think the excitement comes from we haven't had football in a very long time, right? It's been a while since we've seen Arizona Cardinal football. So that's where excitement comes from. But not just that, right? You're also going to see the starters. Like, how does that not get you pumped up? How does that not get you excited for week 1, right? Now, here's the thing too. With the starters coming, you're also probably going to be getting some people that are very, very jump the gun-ish, right? Very negative if things don't work out for the Arizona Cardinals offense. I'm going to be real. If things don't look good, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to be mad about it. I just hope that they fix it, right? Because preseason, just like training camp, is the time to make mistakes, right? Of course, you hope that preseason those mistakes are done, but let's be real, right? We're the Cardinals at the end of the day, right? We're the Arizona Cardinals at the end of the day. So I want to see this offense click. I really do. Mainly with our starters out there in Kyler. What would be a perfect world is in drive number 1 is Kyler goes up the field and puts some points up on the board. Field goal, touchdown, whatever it is. That would be the most idealistic situation to happen for our team. For them to go up the field and put some points on the Kansas City Chiefs defense. That would be the most idealistic thing we can see, right? So, continuing to talk about things that I want to see, right? Number 4, young cornerback shine. How are they going to hold up with Xavier Weaver? How are they going to hold up with Rashee Rice, right? Right now, he's listed as questionable. I'm not sure if he's going to be a go or not, but there's that, right? Hollywood Brown. How is these wide receivers going to hold up against Hollywood Brown? How's our middle linebackers going to hold up against Kelsey, right? Like, that's the type of stuff that I'm going to be, I love to see. I'm excited to see this. It's going to be very, very fascinating to see how the Arizona Cardinals end up maneuvering this, because this is going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game, man. It's going to be a fun game. We got my guy in the chat, KJ, or K Jackson fan. What's up? Let's go Chiefs. We got Chiefs fan in the chat, in the house. All right, let's go. Congrats on the 17K. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Bro, I already see the hype for the regular season. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of hype. Absolutely. There's a lot of hype for the regular season. Absolutely. Of course, unfortunately, we got to go through these preseason games. But don't think of it that way, right? If you think of it positively, right? If you think about this like positively, I guess that's the best way. Yeah, positively, the preseason is going to go quick, right? Regular season is less than a month away. I kid you not, less than a month away. Right now, I believe the very first game for the Arizona Cardinals is set to be September the 7th, right? September 7th, I believe is what it is, right? The Arizona Cardinals, September 7th matchup versus the Saints. Yeah, so we're less than a month away. Less than a month away. So we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Almost there. Few people here in the chat. We got my guy Robert says Hollywood is washed up. I don't think he's washed up. I just don't think he can stay healthy. That's the problem with him, man. I just don't think he can stay healthy. Like, that's the problem with Hollywood. And even when he was here with the Cardinals, he just can't stay healthy. Now, Rashee Rice is going to be good, but are they going to have him to start the season? There's rumors out there that he might get suspended, right? So are they going to lean on Weaver and Hollywood, right? Are they going to lean on those guys? Maybe, right? We'll have to kind of wait and see how it shakes out. Steve, what's up, Steve? Did you see that the 49ers had trouble with their dual practice with the Broncos yesterday? I didn't see that, no. I saw that the Cowboys struggled with the Bears. I didn't see that, though, no. I'm excited about the Arizona Cardinals going against the Broncos. We got a joint practice next week. That's going to be something to definitely keep your eye on as well, right? So we got Cardinals football back, and then we got a joint practice to talk about next week as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're here, man. We're here. We're here. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. Jude in the chat says, is Hollywood healthy? Is he going to play tonight? That's a good question. That's a good question. Let me see if I can jump on the Kansas City Chiefs. Sometimes they put it out on like their socials. Let me see if there's any word about that. Not seeing anything here, but they are listed as questionable. 2 wide receivers that are listed as questionable right now for the Kansas City Chiefs. Rashee Rice listed as questionable. Hollywood Brown listed as questionable. So right now, if they don't go, they're probably going to be rolling with Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, and maybe Jalen Royals, which we've seen a couple different highlights here and there from Jalen Royals. So I don't know. But I didn't see the 49ers struggled. But what I am seeing from the 49ers is they cannot find a wide receiver to stay on their roster to save their lives. Like, they are struggling with wide receivers. They are signing wide receivers left and right. So that's one thing that I am seeing is that the 49ers are they're struggling, man. They're struggling. They don't know when Ayuk is coming back. Is Jawan Jennings going to hold out? Is Pearsall going to be able to shake out, right, and become that wide receiver first rounder that they picked, right? Is he going to be able to stay healthy? It's a lot of questions, man. It's a lot of questions. This offseason went by. Did it? I mean, it did for me too, kind of. I mean, when you're covering the Arizona Cardinals, right, it's kind of, it makes it feel longer than it is, like, if I'm going to be real, just because of, like, you need things to talk about, right? But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I was able to consume myself with, the end of the Sun season, which was god awful. And then, of course, you got the Diamondbacks, which, again, god awful because of the expectations for both organizations. So, I mean, I guess ideally, yeah, it went by pretty fast, but I do miss football. I do miss football. It's been a while. Do me a huge favor, ladies and gentlemen. Smack the like button on your way in. We got over 100 of you guys here on the chat. 100 of you guys here in the chat or on YouTube. Smack the like button, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this here on X/Twitter, go ahead and shoot us a follow, as well as hit that little heart button if you can. But yeah, today we got Cardinals versus Chiefs. previewing it today, and I think we're all going to have a very, very good time. This is going to be very exciting. But first, word from our sponsor, My Valley Prints.
Yo, Red Sea, you know how we rep the cards with pride every Sunday, so why not rep your own squad the same way? Whether it's your business, your team, or your crew, My Valley Prints has you covered with custom screen prints and embroidery right here in the desert. T-shirts, hats, hoodies, you name it. From clean logos to bold game day drip, they'll make your vision look like a first-round pick. Local, reliable, and always bringing that Cardinal level energy. Hit up myvalleyprints@yahoo.com or DM them via Instagram to get your gear started. My Valley Prints, built for the Valley, designed for you.
Shout out here to my sponsor, My Valley Prints. If you're looking for anything, hoodies, hats, anything customizable, check them out. Everything's going to be in the description below of this video. Let's continue with the chat here. We got my guy Steve in the chat. Says, I'm thinking maybe wrongly that the national media might become aware that the Cards are better than they thought after tonight and next week's joint practice. Let's go. Well, the hype is real. The hype is real. The hype is real. It's going to be one of those things that we're going to have to kind of wait and see how it all shakes out, right? Now, we've said this before, right? We've said this before. We have been victims of, we've seen teams that were 3-0 in the preseason, and they look good. But the regular season comes around, and they look god-awful, and they look horrible, right? Now, we've seen the opposite, too. We've seen teams go 0-3 or 1-2, and they're really good in the regular season, right? We don't want to blow too much out of proportion from these games, but of course, you could still look at these games as a stepping point, right? To kind of get yourself to the level that you need to get to, right? Right? So that's kind of one thing that you really need to look at. You need to look at. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited about it. Is the game on Fox? That's a good question. I don't know. I know it's going to be here. They always play it here if you're in the Phoenix AZ area. I believe they're playing it on CBS. Now, keep in mind, I am in the metropolitan area of Phoenix, Arizona. So if you're in Flagstaff or anywhere else in Arizona that's not the Phoenix metropolitan area, it might differ from where you are at. I would recommend doing a quick little Google search to see where yours is streaming. But for us, I believe it's going to be CBS is where we're going to be able to watch it. But you can hang out here. If you don't got tickets to the game, you want to go and check it out and watch a live reaction, play-by-play, you can go in here and hang out with us, and we'll be chopping it up the entire game. Yes, I saw it's on CBS as well. Some people might have different things. We don't know, right? We'll have to kind of wait and see. If you have it on Fox, awesome. AZ Fangirl, what's up? I'm looking forward to updated schemes this season. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm excited to see what the next level of what this Drew Petzing offense is going to look like, right? That's one thing that I'm excited about. I'm excited to see what this next level of Drew Petzing's offense is going to look like, because we went year one with Dobbs to start, right? Kyler came back for 8 games? And then year 2, Kyler comes in fully healthy, got us 8 wins. Of course, we wanted more, but 8 wins is what we got. This next level of the evolve, right, or the evolution of Drew Petzing's offense is going to be really telling, right? Are we going to continue to be a run-heavy offense, or are we going to be more of a balanced offense by, but sticking to the run schemes that we have, right? Your 12 personnel, right? Your heavy packages. We'll have to kind of wait and see. I mean, that works. James Conner leading your run game works. It works. But let's be real. A lot of those explosive plays down the field, those chunk plays, we really got to get those down. No doubt. Andy, I'm on North Phoenix, so you should be able to see it in CBS too, because that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the CBS. Matt Tix, I'm in Cali and stream East. There we go. All right, Robert in the chat says the Cardinals and the Rams will be fighting for the NFC West Championship this year. Woo! That's been a long time since we heard that. It's going to be a long time since we heard that, man. Fight for the NFC West Championship. Wow. It's been a while. It's been a while since we heard that. Please, can we have that? That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. So, we do know that starters will be playing. That's just the way that Andy Reid does things. So will we see Patrick Mahomes? Probably for a little bit. Will we not see him? I mean, we'll have to kind of wait and see how it shakes out. But you're probably going to see a good, healthy dosage of their backup quarterback, Gardner Minshew and Bailey Zappi. And then they got, their depth doesn't really seem to be people that I really know too much about. So it's going to be kind of hard to do this play-by-play because, like I said, when it comes down to a lot of these depth players, a lot of times you don't know them, right? You don't know Melvin Smith Jr., especially if it's on a team that you don't really cover very much. You don't really know them. You don't know Malik Herring. You don't know Kazar Lazard, right? Or Izard, right? You don't know those guys. So it's going to be kind of tough to do a play-by-play, but nevertheless, we're going to be rocking it out. And we're going to be seeing what the Arizona Cardinals do in week 1 of preseason versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's hope they run it down their throats and get a touchdown, because that would be absolutely amazing. Ooh, me and my dad are opposites. He's a Niner fan and I'm a Cardinal fan. He's an Angels and I'm a Dodgers, and he's a Ducks and I'm a Kings fan. Yikes. Yep. There's probably a lot of fighting happening in that household. Good fighting, right? Not, you know what I mean. All right, Cards fan says, "Yep, we're coming for that crown. Love to see it." Robert, I'm in Austin, Texas, and going to watch it on Stream East. Awesome. I've been a Cards fan my whole entire life. Me too. Me too. Super excited about it. All right, we got some new people joining in right now. If you guys do not know, the Arizona Cardinals and the Kansas City Chiefs will be starting week 1 of preseason today at 5 p.m. Arizona time, which is currently right now Pacific time for the Arizona Cardinals. So it's it, man. It's go time. It's it. This is one step closer to the regular season, one step to getting our feelings hurt. Let's be real. Or at least for me, this team really sways my emotion or has a very, very big impact on what my emotions are for that day/week. So let's see. I'm ready to jump on the emotional roller coaster. Nova in the chat says, I thought we're going with the Rams QB situation. Isn't Stafford hurt? So we've been hearing a couple different things when it comes down to Matthew Stafford. Yes, Matthew Stafford right now has not taken a snap in training camp at all. But what we've heard, and I think it was from Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter as well, that they are thinking that he's a go by week 1 of the regular season. Probably not preseason, but week 1 of the regular season. There was an update here from Sean McVay. Let's chime in here. Let's chime in here. Let's see what Sean McVay had to say, because I'm not 100% sure. I mean, obviously, I don't cover this team like I do the Arizona Cardinals. So let's find out here together. All right, this is what Sean McVay had to say about Matthew Stafford.
Good day today. A couple things. I'm sure you guys have questions. That's nothing new in terms of what's been reported on Matthew. The aggravated disc is what led to the sore back. So all those things are true. And part of getting the epidural was part of the plans dealing with Dr. Watkins in terms of what we felt like was the best case and best scenario to be able to allow him to be as healthy as possible. He's due to get a good workout in on the day of our preseason game where he's going to throw, and that was on par with the schedule that we always had. You'll see him in practice next week. He won't participate in the Chargers practice just because of we're looking at it like he's got an acclimation period that'll really start on Saturday once we play the Cowboys. And good day.
So there you go. So it seems like it's a part of the plan. Like what they're doing is already a part of their plan. Like nothing really kind of is new for them right now. But I do want to go ahead and let you guys know as well. I'm not sure if you guys heard, but we ended up seeing, well, this is actually kind of cool. Tom Brady ended up getting a statue revealed in New England. And I was like, we need a Larry Fitzgerald statue. I mean, I still believe that. Here's this thing. This is tough, man. The Chargers, Rashawn Slater, man, one of their tackles got hurt. Insane. Prayers up, man. Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. If you guys don't know, for what it's worth, we talked about it maybe a day or two before, but Mijo, right? Will Hernandez is officially signed with the Arizona Cardinals. I'm not sure if you guys know, if you're keeping tabs, or you guys watched my short, but yeah, when I originally came out with that video, it was kind of a rumor, right? John Gambadoro of Arizona Sports ended up saying that it's going to be close, right? Like they're going to be like expect to see a sign soon, right? Like that's going to happen. And of course, the day after, Jordan Schultz ended up coming out and says it's a 1-year deal, right? It's a 1-year deal. So Will Hernandez is now coming back to the Arizona Cardinals. And honestly, even if he's starting this season on the PUP list, because I'm not sure if you guys know that, but we signed him for a year and then they place him on the PUP list. And I think it's just kind of part of the process, right? He's coming off a torn ACL. He's trying to get back and rehab and get it. But I think he's going to be more of a depth guy, if I'm going to be real. He's a great depth piece. Let's be real. Great depth piece. So Will Hernandez coming back, I love it. I think there's a great move by the Arizona Cardinals, especially solidifying your offensive line. You never know, man. These trenches, people can go down in a split second, right? Just like we were talking about a little earlier, right? The Chargers now, they don't have their I'm not sure if he plays left tackle or right tackle, but they don't have one of their bookends, right? With Rashawn Slater. They don't have him anymore. Just like that. Carted off the field, done for the season. So being the fact that we're adding pieces that know this scheme and that can play football pretty solidly, I'm excited. I think it's a really, really good pickup by the Arizona Cardinals. 1-year deal. I think Isaiah Adams right now is the guy to win that job, but let's see. Let's see what happens. We got the truth in the chat here. Go Hawks. What did you think of Jalen Milroe? Let me know the truth. How do you feel about Jalen Milroe's debut? Preseason debut, but still debut. What did you think of Jalen Milroe's debut? I only caught a little bit of it. I knew that there was more running involved when it came down to when he was on the field. But what did you think of Jalen Milroe? I'm curious. Let's keep it in the chat here. We got Chef. What's up, Chef? Going to the game tonight. Going to get a new jersey. Should I get Harrison or McBride? Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. I say that's a tough one. Those are good decisions. McBride. Just do McBride. We haven't had a tight end like McBride ever. I say McBride. But that's just my 2 cents. I'm curious. Well, what do y'all think? McBride or Marvin? If you had the money to get one jersey, what would you get? Marvin or would you get or would you get McBride? Let me know in the chat. My guy Chef needs some help. I'm getting McBride jersey too. There you go. Yep. More people are saying McBride here in the chat. I think your decision has been made easy for you there. McBride, it is. Andy in the chat, we good last season. We even better this season with more additions, defense, and pass rush. Yep. Robert in the chat, it's going to be either Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, or Rams, Cardinals. Are you saying the order? So Rams, Seattle, 49. Wait, Cardinals. Ooh, okay. So Robert in the chat, very, very high on the Cardinals. You're saying they're either going to be number 1 or number 2, but the 49ers are going to finish last. Yikes. McBride it is. Love it. Love to see it. And Paul in the chat says both. Yeah, man, these jerseys aren't cheap these days, man. You gotta save a pretty penny every week to get yourself a jersey these days, because they cost over like $150 now, right? It's like $140-$150, right? Aren't they? And I just bought myself a jersey not so long ago. I don't know why I don't remember. Oh wait, they're $100. Probably should just snag myself one again. Yo, Marvin Harrison Jr. red jerseys right now are on sale on the NFLshop.com for what it's worth. If you want to get a Marvin Harrison Jr. on the website, NFLshop.com, instead of being $129, they're on sale for $103, the red ones. I'm not sure if any other colors are for sale, but the red ones are on sale right now. Marvin Harrison Jr. jerseys. McBride is too. The McBride one is too, and I'm seeing the white one on here for McBride. There you go. Get yourself a jersey. NFL.com. I should get sponsored by NFL.com and see if I can get a promo code. That would be ideal. That would be absolutely ideal. Okay, I ended up asking my guy the truth in the chat how he felt about Milroe. Let's see what he says. Milroe is improving, but he isn't anywhere close to being an average NFL quarterback. He runs well, but his processing and accuracy is weak. I was hoping we took Sanders, but nope, we took a complete project QB. And he was a 3rd-round pick, right? Yeah, if you would have got Sanders, y'all, man, that would have been I'm glad you didn't take Sanders. I'm so glad y'all didn't take Sanders. I'm not saying Sanders is going to be the best quarterback in the NFL, but he looked solid, man. Yeah, he made a couple mistakes here and there, but he looked pretty solid. Let's see if he can continue to develop. I'm glad y'all didn't take Sanders. I'm going to be real, though. Let's keep it going with the chat here. Andy in the chat says, yeah, my Marvin Harrison Jr. was 175 from Fanatics. Shoosh. I'm looking at NFL.com, and you probably have the stitched one, though. So for what it's worth, Andy, you might have the stitched one. These ones aren't stitched. These are just the regular jerseys on the NFL website.com. They are currently on sale for $103.99. For what it's worth. Oh, right. Need that field. Okay, fair. The on-field authentic. Okay, that's fair then. All right, let's keep it going with the chat here. We are less than 4 hours away. Oh my goodness. We are less than 4 hours away, guys. Can we fire emoji it up in the chat below? Like, good God. We're less than 4 hours away. We're less than 3.5 hours away from Cardinals football versus the Chiefs. Why the heck did we have to be in this time slot? We got so many games happening right now. I think the Houston Texans are playing currently right now against the Minnesota Vikings. You got some 4 o'clock shifts or slots. Jacksonville versus Pittsburgh. Dallas versus the Rams. Oh, maybe we should go live a little early and make fun of the Rams and how bad they look. That'll be fun. And then you got the Cardinals at the 5 p.m. slot. Let's go, man. Let's go. We're here. We're here. All right, let's do this. Carson in the chat. Robert in the chat. They're starting a trend. Let's do this. They're starting a trend. Give me the way you think the NFC West is going to shake out. Give me what you think the NFC West is going to shake out. And you can put it however you want to put it, right? Put it the way you want to put it. Now, this is really friendly on the eyes. We got my guy Carson here in the chat with an easy 1, 2, 3, 4. Give me your prediction. What say you? And I'll get you guys highlighted here on the show. Appreciate you all. Up and foremost, we are less than 3.5 hours away from Cardinals football. What a day to be alive. What a day to be alive. All right, give me your predictions in the chat below. We got Carson saying number 1, Rams. Number 2, Cardinals. Number 3, Seahawks. And number 4, Niners. Easy prediction. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Love to see it. Love to see it. Appreciate you, Carson. We got a few more predictions coming our way. We got Jim in the chat. What's up, Jim? Seems like a Rams fan. Okay. You got Rams 1, 2 Cardinals, 3 Hawks, 4 Santa Clara, the San Fran 49ers, calling them Santa Clara. Here we go. We got the Rams fans agreeing with us here. Love to see it. Love to see it. Hey, I don't mind being number 2, especially if we're going for a wild card spot. I don't mind that one bit. I don't mind that one bit. Keep it going. Keep it going. We got Jude in the chat. What's up, Jude? 1 Rams, 2 Cards, 3 49ers. Okay, we got something different there. And then 4 Hawks. All right. Love it. Love to see it. Chill. What's up, Chill Peasy? What's up, Ivan? Appreciate you for being here. We got AZ, Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers. There's not a lot of love for the 49ers right now. There's not a lot of love for 49ers right now. AZ, Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers. My guy said, wow. I'm curious from a Seahawk fan, for Seahawk perspective, to kind of see where this goes. Let's go with Richie. Richie in the chat says 1 Cardinals, 2 Rams, 3 Seahawks, 4 Whiners. People hate on the Whiners today. Michael in the chat says Rams, 2 Seahawks. Oh, Michael with the shame bell.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
I had to. I'm sorry, Michael. Much respect. I know you chime in here on the NFC West roundtable. I had to do it. I had to do it. You got the Cards at 4. Wow. 4. My guy Michael in the chat says 1 Rams, 2 Seahawks. That's what Sam Darnold. Yikes. 3 49ers and 4 Cardinals. If this happens, if this really happens, we're going to have some very uncomfortable conversations at the end of the season. Very uncomfortable conversations at the end of the season. Michael here not giving any love to the Cardinals. Let's keep it going here. Loving the predictions here in the chat. We got Steven in the chat. What's up, Steven? 1 Rams, 2 Cards, 3 Hawks, 4 49ers. The truth says Cards can win the division. I knew I liked the truth. I knew I liked truth. Keep it going, keep it going. Benjamin in the chat. Rams, Cards, Seahawks, and 49ers. I feel like a lot of Cardinal fans are getting love to the Seahawks, not putting you guys at the end. And then you come out and put us at the end, Michael. Sheesh. But I appreciate it, man. Respect, man. Respect. Appreciate you for being here. Andy in the chat says LA Rams, Cards, Seattle Sea Turtles. Love it. Sea Turtles. And then the Winers. All right. Yeah, not a love for the 49ers right now, man. Not a lot of love for the 49ers. Let's go with Devil. What's up, Devil? 1 Cards, 2 Seahawks, 3 49ers, and 4 Rams. Ooh, that's different. That's different. Do you think because you're thinking the Stafford thing is going to be bigger than most people are making it out to be? Is that why, Devil? This is the first time I'm seeing the Rams at 4. Do you think the Stafford situation is a lot worse than people are anticipating? Is that why? Let me know. I'm curious. Our defense will carry us. Fair. I think the 49ers are going last. All right. Love to see it. Love to see it. Carson in the chat says, am I the only person who remembers how Darnold played last time he was in State Farm? Nah, man. Everybody remembers but Seattle Seahawks fans. everybody remembers what Seattle Seahawks fans right now. But like I said, to give a little credit to the Seattle Seahawks fans, I did also say that Geno Smith was buns, and Geno Smith really whipped the living crap out of the Cardinals whenever he played us. So to give a little kudos to where kudos is, Geno was a lot better than I wanted to give him credit for. But man, it's Sam Darnold. We're going to be crapping on Sam Darnold all year long, especially if he continues to see ghost. Devil in the chat says yes. Okay. So you're thinking that the Matthew Stafford situation is going to be a lot bigger than people anticipate. Okay. All right. All right. Let's keep it going here. Let's couple more. Let's read a couple more. And then we're going to go ahead and shine up what we want to see today. Chiefs versus Cardinals. I know we had a lot more people chiming in here. We got close to 100 people here in this and on the YouTube side, y'all. Smack the like button, man. Smack the like button, ladies, and just smack it up. Hit 50 likes by the time I blink my eyes. 50 likes. Come on. We're 1 away from 50. Smack the like button. Appreciate you guys for being here. Let's read a couple more, and then we will go to continue to what we were talking about a little earlier on what I want to see in this game, Cards versus Chiefs, which is going to be less than 3.5 hours away. Whew. Carson in the chat says, Kittle doesn't have smelling salts. He's useless. Dang. Whew. Love to see it. And Paul, I feel like the NFC West as a whole is very underrated. Yeah, I can see that too. Could see that too. Joel in the chat, Cards 1, 2 49ers, 3 Rams, 4 Seahawks. Whoa, that's different. That's different. Okay. Kevin, 1 Seahawks, 2 AZ. Wait, 1 Seahawks? 2 AZ, 3 LA, 4 San Fran. Yikes. Well, that's different too. All right. All right. Well, let's see. Let's see what ends up happening here for the Arizona Cardinals versus the Chiefs. We will be live during this game. If you guys are not going to State Farm Stadium, you need a place to go. Check it out. We will be doing a live play-by-play. We'll be reacting to what's happening on the field. And of course, we will also be doing a post-game reaction video as well. Things that I like, things that I didn't like, right? Kind of give you the truth, but we're not going to make a big deal of it. At the end of the day, it's preseason, right? Unless there's like 3 or 4 interceptions being done by our first stringers, then we're not going to make a big deal about it. Let's go ahead and continue the things that what we want to see today versus the Chiefs. Things I want to see. Number 1, first team offense click. This is very, very important to me. Now, this is no specific order, but this is very, very important to me, ladies and gentlemen. Very, 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 very important to me. This offense needs to get going from the jump. I want to see the offense go up the field. They don't need a touchdown, but I would love to see points. I want to see them convert a first. I want to see some chunk throws. I want to see this offense at the level that people been wanting to see this offense. That's what I want to see. First team offense click. That's very important to me. Number 2, defensive line dominates. Now, I have Josh Sweat's picture there. It's not just Josh Sweat. I want to see what Calais does if he plays, right? I want to see what Darius Robinson can do if he plays, right? I'm going to see what the other defensive linemen, Dalvin Tomlinson, right? Not just them, the depth that we have after them. Jordan Birch. I want to see what that guy can do. I want to see what Justin Jones, Xavier Thomas can do. Elijah Simmons. I want to see what those guys can do, right? Defensive line, I want to see them dominate. They don't need to have sacks galore, but causing pressure to Minshew, causing pressure to Mahomes, causing pressure to Bailey Zappi. That's what I would love to see. Number 3, third running back competition. It's probably going to be Amari DeMarcado. We probably already know that, but here's the last chance, or maybe one of the last few chances that Michael Carter has an opportunity to kind of make his way into this 53. Like I said before, it's most likely going to be Amari DeMarcado. Actually, continuing to talk about the running back, I'm curious to figure out if DJ Dallas is going to get any running back reps, right? Because DJ Dallas is supposed to be our punt/kick returner, sharing that with Greg Dortch. So DJ Dallas, is he going to be playing the running back position in the fourth quarter, the third quarter, right? That's another thing to kind of look out for as well. Number 4, young corners shine. I want to see these young cornerbacks shine. The top 3 that we're going to be rolling most likely with: Max Melton, Will Johnson, as well as Garrett Williams. I want to see those young guys shine. And even when they do sit, Denzel Burke, Jalen Jones, Stephen Gilmore, Elijah Jones, Keitrell Clark, those guys, right? The guys that are fringe, are they going to make the 53-man roster type of guys? I want to see those guys shine as well. Number 5, wide receiver depth, right? We just talked about this. Michael Wilson came out on a presser a couple days back. Might have been yesterday. No, it was a couple days back. And he says we still have a damn good receiving core. So Michael Wilson feels like they have a damn good receiving core. It's time to kind of show out and prove it, right? It's time to come out here and prove that we truly do have a damn good wide receiving core. I'm seeing the 49ers. The 49ers are signing players left and right. I think they just signed running back Keyshawn Vaughn to a 1-year deal. The 49ers are also the team that signed Andy Isabella and then literally 2 days later released Andy Isabella. So I don't even know, man. I don't even know what's going on with the 49ers. I really don't. But yeah, these are the things I'm really going to focus on, right? The things I'm really going to kind of pay attention to when it comes down to this game. Right here. Things I want to see. So from the start of the season or start of the game all the way to the end, these are the things that we're going to be keeping our eye on, right? Is Elijah Simmons going to make the cut? Let's see. Here's a chance to see what happens with the Cardinals. Trey Benson. I mean, we're probably going to see James Conner and Trey Benson when the starters are there, right? We're probably most likely going to see Trey Benson when the starters are there. What I'm talking about is the depth guys, right? The guys after Trey Benson. And I'm talking about your Amari DeMarcado, DJ Dallas, maybe Michael Carter, right? Those type of guys. That's what I'm talking about more than anything, because after James Conner is Trey Benson. And then we've heard Jonathan Gannon multiple times say it's probably going to be a two-headed monster, right? He feels like he's got 2 number 1 running backs back there. Cool. All right, let's prove it. Let's go. We know James Conner is that guy, right? Let's see if Trey Benson can take that next step. I'm really high on on Trey Benson, if I'm going to be real. I really like him. I like when the Cardinals drafted him out of, is it Florida State, right? Is that where he's, right? I think it's Florida State, if I'm not mistaken. FSU. Yep, Florida State. Yep, FSU. So yeah, I mean, last year he amounted to 63 carries, 291 yards, and a touchdown. He's going to get more of a workload this year. So I'm excited to see what he does. Yep, Andy Isabella got released. Yeah, he was signed 2 days later, got released. Who signed DJ Humphries? The Rams. Yeah, the Rams have DJ Humphries right now. Mm-hmm. And is he a starter? Let me see. He might be a starter for them. Nope, he's not a starter. No, he's a backup. He's the number 2, at least per the depth chart on ESPN, to Alric Jackson. But we might see him. Because he's listed as questionable right now today. We'll see. But yeah, DJ Humphries, former Arizona Cardinals first-round pick, is now a member of the LA Rams. Yep. He was for the 49ers, I believe, last year for a little bit. He's making a tour on the NFC West. Kind of worried about that. Fair. Yes, bring back. No. No. We're not bringing him back. No. Paul in the chat says, live in Yuma. We don't get Phoenix channels not showing where I can. Yes, I'm doing the play-by-play. Yep. Yes, Paul. I am doing the live play-by-play. I don't show the games because of copyright reasons, and my channel can get taken down. And I work too hard to get to 17K, and just kind of this is kind of the livelihood and how I make money. So yeah, I will be doing the live play-by-play. So if you do want to come in here and hang out, yes, I will be doing my best to do it. It's very, very tough with a lot of third or fourth string guys, but we're gonna make do. We're gonna make do. So yeah, appreciate you guys. Another shout out here to the sponsors. My Valley Prince. If you guys haven't heard from them, or if you want to get anything done, shirts, hats, right? If you're on a team that are looking for somebody that's going to be able to do these type of things, custom, check out My Valley Prince. Everything will be in the description below. Proud sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan, and we're getting more come regular season. So really, really excited about it. Really excited about it. Let's read a couple more chats, and then we're going to be closing up shop. Andy says that Isabella sucks. Yeah, he really, unfortunately, has not amounted to much. Should have gotten DK. Yes, we should have. 110%. Question to Cards fans. For those who think K1 will improve in year 7, why do you think? Oh. Well, I'll leave this question. Great question from my guy, Michael Hyde here. How will he improve? Let me know here in the chat. Let me know here in the chat. And I guess I'll give my 2 cents, right? But it's a very, very good question asked by my guy. And this is how we're going to be closing up shop. When it comes down to Kyler Murray, right? We, as Cardinal fans, know, well, actually, I guess I can't lump everybody in the same spot. I can always kind of speak for myself, right? I know that there's deficiencies when it comes down to Kyler, right? I'm hoping and leaning on that this year that we got, right? This training camp and all the stuff that we got, year 2 of Marv, Trey is now kind of ascending to be one of the best tight ends in the NFL. I'm hoping that that's going to help out Kyler Murray, right? Is he still going to do things that kind of make me frustrated? I mean, I don't know. We're going to have to kind of wait and see. But I'm going into the season with high optimism, right? And on top of that, I think we're going to win more games because our defense is better. So I don't think it's going to have to so much be Kyler Murray. You have to be better for the Cardinals to win these games, right? But I do think that the Cardinals defense that we upgraded is going to help Kyler Murray to not always have to be the guy to win his games, right? I think Kyler Murray is probably top 12, top 13, top 14 quarterback in the NFL. And I mean, that's probably not a flex. I mean, that's fine, right? But I do think that you can win a Super Bowl with him if we have the right pieces around said Kyler Murray, right? I think our defense has improved to the point where this defense should at least win us at least 2 more games. Now, I get it. You're not going to just get 8 wins because you had 8 wins last year, but this defense is so much better from top to bottom. It's not even funny. Like, top to bottom, it's so much better than it was last year and 2023, right? So we're leaning a lot on this defense to help the offense get back on the field to kind of get into a rhythm. Does that make sense? So the Cardinals, so Kyler doesn't always have to be the man to win us a game. Now, of course, if it comes down to last minute drive, and he has to, of course, we're gonna lean on him to do that, right? But yeah, we got a better defense. And I'm leaning on that the connection between him and Marv is going to get better. And we've seen better in training camp. We have, but let's get real pressure against them and let's see what happens, right? But yeah, consistent, right? Consistent is the key. That's something that everybody's going to be talking about from here on to the remaining of the season. Consistency. Let's see what happens. All right, y'all. It's time. We are less than 3.5 hours away. We're less than 3 hours and 10 minutes away. Insane. All right, guys. We will be going live close to 5 o'clock, getting us ready here for Cardinals versus Chiefs. Super excited about it. Appreciate you guys for chiming in, being in the chat. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. If this is your first time here and you're wondering what's happening, this is the AZ Sports Fan here where we talk everything Arizona Cardinals. Subscribe, smack the like button, and if you could do me a huge favor, I guess favors to smack the like button. That's it. Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. We're gonna be closing up shop right here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I will see you guys a little later on. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Cardinals.